Hey folks, thanks for coming back. I'm working on my blueberry bushes, just trimming off some of the dead twigs. I pruned these last fall, but over the winter some of the little twigs die off. So I usually come through about this time of year and break those off. They're starting to bloom, so now's a good time to find the dead ones. But I've been really busy over the last few months with a new job and haven't had time to do all the things I need to do around here. I've got a lot to do around here. So one thing I need to do is prepare my tractor for the summertime use. I have to switch it over from winter use to summertime use. And that's, I've got to change all the fluids over, change the filters, but there are also a few little repairs that need to be done. So what I just haven't had time to do it. So what I decided to do was send the tractor out to a mechanic I know. His name's Rusty. I sent the tractor out to Rusty to do all the fluid changes and a few little repairs. The hinge on my tractor hood broke, so I asked him to weld that back together. And there was also an issue with the tachometer not working properly. I tried to fix that. It was probably about a year ago. I installed a new cable, tack cable, but it's still not working right, and it happens in the cold weather, and this is a common problem with the tractor I have. And the tachometer tends to squeal and jump when it's cold. So I asked him to try one other thing and see if that'll fix it. So Rusty put a video together. I'll include it in my video here. You get to see what he fixed for me, and that'll give me a little more time to do some of the work around the property here that I've got to do. I've got so many things to do here, and what I'm doing right now, what I was doing a little while ago, and I'll get back to it, is emptying these black flies are bad. Got to empty a container over here and put all the personal property back into my barn and get rid of the container that's costing me 80 bucks a month. So I want to get that out of here, and that'll give me a little more room for some work I have to do around the property here. I got to start planting things and all kinds of things. So anyway, we'll turn it over to Rusty, and you can see what he did to my tractor. So thanks for watching. Hey folks, I'm Rusty Gear, tractor mechanic. My customer's been really busy lately and asked me to do some repairs on his tractor. Some of it's just regular maintenance, changing fluids and whatnot, but he did have a few small repairs that needed to be done. And one was fixing the hood here. The hinge had broken, that had to be re-welded, and he had a problem with the tachometer. That had to be fixed as well. So I'll show you what I did. We brought it to my shop. He was too busy to bring it over himself, so we had it brought to my shop, and my crew and I worked on this for a few days. So I'll show you what we did. Well, the first thing we did is we had to get it to the shop. So I had my two transport guys come and pick up the tractor. So Nick and Chip are my transport guys. They loaded the tractor onto the trailer. We're very careful not to damage it, and brought it to the shop. The first thing we did was remove the hood so we could repair that hinge. I think I can get it better from the other side. Well, this might be more better. So what we did is we took the hood right off the tractor and fixed these welds here. The hinge here separated from the hood itself. It had to be re-welded. So we brought the hood over to the welder, Sparky. Sparky welded all along through here, down into there, re-welded the entire hinge onto the hood. got that fixed. That had all broken off. And I think what it might have been was the tractor owner might possibly have just let the hood rest against, you can see the grill guard here behind the screen. You might have just let the guard or the hood rest on that instead of using the prop rod, which is right here. So I recommend using that prop rod as much as possible. It goes up into here. I've got it open now so you have better access to show you the welds, but you're probably better off using that prop rod as much as possible. Otherwise, I think it might put too much strain on the welds here. So use that prop rod and save your welds here. So Sparky did a decent job on that. Got that all done. And then the next step was we took the hood over to the body shop. The prior owner dropped something on the hood and put a big dent in it. So we sent it over to the body shop, and my body man, Lumpy, he pounded that dent out, got most of it out. It's a lot smoother than it was. But the next step is we've got to bring it over to the painters. I've got my two painters, Sandy and Dusty. They'll sand this all down and repaint it. We've got to fix that up there. And then down here, where the welds burn through onto the paint, Sandy and Dusty will repaint that as well. And then the last thing we did, I'll open the hood back up. Then the last thing we did is, after Nick and Chip were done with their job and Sparky was done with his job and Lumpy was done with his job, it came back to me. And then I worked on this tachometer gearing here. So what happens with these tractors, and it's a common problem, is during the winter time when it's cold, this tachometer needle right here tends to jumps back and forth. You hear a loud squealing and that needle jumps around. So the owner replaced this cable about a year and a half ago. Thought that might be the problem. And actually his broke anyway, so he had to replace it anyway. And that helped, but there's still squealing in some days. So what he wanted me to do was take this unit off here. There's two screws, two little Phillips head screws. You take those off, there's a little gear in there. So I packed that full of grease to see if that'll help. Now the problem is I won't know if that helped or not until next winter when it's cold again. But that's all packed full of grease. Maybe that'll help. So that was the last repair we did, and then we did the summer maintenance of switching all the fluids, oil and transmission fluid, axle fluids and all that. So the repairs are done except for the painting of the hood. I'm not sure when Sandy and Dusty will get to that, but that's next on the list. Unless the customer needs the tractor back before that, we can always do that at another time. So I'm Rusty Gear, and thank you for watching.